Hi, hello aspirant. Welcome to the Aspire Academy. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Do you know who said this famous line? Today we are going to discuss about him. Let's see who is that. I give you three hints. If you find it, pause your video and drop it in the comment. Let's find out who answers first. Let's go with the hints. Here is the hint number one. Who belonged to a 17th century poet? Do you find it? Don't you know? No worry. Let's go with the hint number two. Number two, who was born in 1572. I hope many of you have found it. Don't wait, just go and drop your answer. If you don't know, don't worry. Let's go with third hint. Number three, who is a pioneer of the metaphysical poets. Yes, I hope many of you guess it. Don't wait, just go and drop your answer. If you don't know, no worry, I will reveal the answer. Today we are going to explore the life and works of a famous 17th century poet who was born in 1572 and the leading figure of the metaphysical poets, none other than John Donne. Let's explore the world of John Donne. John Donne was an English poet and scholar, and he is considered the leader of the metaphysical poet, who said this famous line, "No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main." This line has been taken from a famous poem, Meditation 17. It's often referred as a "No man is an island." Let's start the discussion with John Donne's early life. John Donne was born in 1572 in London into a Roman Catholic family. His father was a successful merchant and name also John Donne. His mother name is Elizabeth Haywood. He started his education at Oxford and later at Cambridge. Even though he studied in two universities, he couldn't graduate due to his Catholic faith. Let's go with John Donne's love life. Do you know John Donne was arrested because of falling in love? Let's go and see what happened. In 1601, Donne secretly married Anne Moore without her family's permission. Her father, Sir George Moore, was furious and used his influence to arrest John Donne. While in prison, Donne was longing in the memory of Anna and wrote to Anne, "John Donne, Anne Donne, Anne Donne." After his release, the couple lived in poverty for years. Anne passed away in 1617, which deeply affected Donne and inspired to write poetry. Despite his Catholic upbringing, Donne converted to Anglicanism. In 1615, he became a priest and later the dean of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Let's move to John Donne's literary journey. John Donne was a key figure of the Renaissance period. His works were published posthumously in the collection Poems by John Donne. It is titled of the larger volume published in 1633, which also includes the collections of love poems known as Songs and Sonnet. Let's see some of the famous poems from John Donne's collection. The Flea, A Well-Dixon Forbidding Morning, The Good Morrow, The conceits, and The Ecstasy. John Donne also wrote a series of 19 poems which are called as holy sonnets. Here are some of the famous sonnet invisible. Death, be not proud, batter my heart, thou hast made me. These were the famous sonnets of John Donne. Next we discuss about the characteristics of John Donne's poetry. John Donne's poetry is known for metaphysical conceits, paradox and irony, religious and spiritual themes, imagery and symbolism. Let's see one by one. Donne's poetry is famous for its use of metaphysical conceits, which are elaborate metaphors that draw surprising connection between two disparate things. We have taken example from the poem A Well-Dixon Forbidding Morning. where the author compares the spiritual connections between the lovers to a campus. It is the best example for dense metaphysical conceits. Do you know paradox? The paradox means a contradictory ideas. John often uses this contradictory ideas in his most of his poems. And especially we have seen in the sonnet collection, Death Be Not Proud. Just think that when we hear the word death in the sense, we are always get frightened. But the author shows here describes the death as a powerless. That is, he shows the contradictory ideas about the death. And he also frequently employed irony in his poems. And most of his poem has a major concession with religious and spiritual themes. We have taken example from the poem The Canonization. We have seen the author shows the earthly love to divine devotions. And you have seen the imagery and the symbolism. His poem filled with imagery and symbolism. It's showing that abstract idea to life. You have taken best example from the poem Ecstasy, where he described the spiritual connections of the lovers. Okay, let's see some of his poems with the metaphysical elements. One of his most famous metaphysical poems is The Flea. In this poem, the speaker argues that a flea that has bitten both him and his lover symbolize their union. He compares the flea's bite to marriage and sex. He claiming that they are already one. Let's see the beginning of the poem line. Mark but this flea, and mark in this, how little that which thou deniest me is. It sucked me first, and now sucks you thee, and in the flea our two bloods mingled be. What best example for dense skills in blending wit, intellectual and emotion to explore the theme of love and desire. Next we go with the famous another metaphysical poem of John Donne is The Ecstasy. In the poem The Ecstasy, John Donne explored the concept of love as a spiritual union between two souls. The two lovers, lost in each other's gaze, experience a state of ecstasy where their souls transcend the physical bodies into one. Let's go with the poem line. The poem begins with where, like a pillow on a bed, a pregnant back swelled up. To rest the violet's reclining head, sat we to one another's best. Here Donne reflects on the unity of physical and spiritual love. His exploration of themes like love, faith, and morality has still influenced many poets, and especially it influenced T.S. Eliot and W.B. Yeats most. And it's providing a timeless appeal. I hope you learned brief knowledge about John Donne. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary insights. Meet you back. Until then, goodbye.